Hello, hello, hello. I think we're streaming. Welcome back to the Baltimore Bench podcast. This is something new. Uh, that, this is something new. Hold on. Hold on. Just give me 1 second so I can. Okay. I think we are good to go. Yep. So, hello everybody. Welcome to the Baltimore Bench podcast. Today we're doing something very different. We're going to do this as a whole new, I don't know how to call it, kind of series of the Baltimore Bench podcast. There's Kevin. He still needs to get... How do you join for, Zoom classes in school? You're muted.
Oh, wait, I was on mute. My bad.
Yep.
I do that on my computer.
Where's your computer?
But you sent a link to my phone, so that's why my camera's really bad right now.
Okay. Well, I sent it through Discord, and if you can get Discord on your computer, that might work. Oh, we tried the email thing, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
All right, we'll try it. We'll figure that out soon. But welcome back to the Baltimore Bench podcast. We're doing something different. So if you subscribe, and every other week we'll have something different. If you subscribe, that number of subscribers gains another tier. So let's say tier 1 is if one person subscribes, there would be I would have to get a Steelers jersey or Steelers t-shirt. If tier 2 is if you subscribe, you'll have to get I'll probably have to tweet something that I wouldn't usually say. Other stuff like that. There's more stuff that is going to be happening. But for now, Kevin's here. Also, we're going to have 2 topics for each of us. So, Kevin, do you know what your 2 topics are?
I think...
Yeah, we talked about this earlier. I don't remember what yours were actually, though. Where was that text chain? Oh, we didn't quite pick up the topic. So, what do you want to start us off with something, Kevin? Actually, no, I'll start us off with something. I wanted to talk about actually, we'll give this to you. You can talk about the Ravens preseason, what you saw. So I'll start us off with the quarterback situation for each team. Whether that be a QB battle, you automatically know who's going to win. So let me just look up NFL teams. All right, the Patriots. So, as you know, they have 2 big ones, Cam Newton and Mac Jones. So, what's it called? Cam Newton and Mac Jones. Cam Newton had something to do with COVID. had something to do with COVID, and he was out for 5 days, and that led Mac Jones to be the starter for 5 days. I think Cam Newton's back now. I'm not entirely sure, but who do you think's gonna be the starter for the Patriots, Kevin?
Cam Newton.
You do think Cam Newton? And now, how far do you think he's gonna go? Like,
Probably midway through the season or until he gets injured.
true.
If he
What, you
gets
think he's gonna get injured?
Probably not, but you never know with football.
True. Um, I agree. I think Cam Newton's gonna be the starter for a couple weeks. Midway through the season, I think it's still gonna be Cam Newton. Um, but I think. Hold on, I just want to see. But I think Mac Jones will be the starter by the end of the year, especially if they're not doing that great. Do you think he'll be after 3 games? If he loses 3 straight games to start the season, do you think they'll put Mac Jones in, or do you think they'll stick with Cam?
Yeah, I would put Mac Jones in.
Yeah, you see, I'm pulling for Cam. I really hope he does really well.
I
Um,
mean,
but
if you start 0-3,
yeah, it
then
doesn't seem
clearly
to
there's
make
something wrong. So,
Um, the Steelers. So they have Big Ben, of course. They have Dwayne Haskins, and they have Mason Rudolph. Who do you think is going? Who do you think is going to be QB2?
I'd have to say Dwayne Haskins just because of how high he was just a few years ago. So, kind of a second chance sort of thing. And seeing Mason Rudolph in the preseason, just don't think there's any chance.
Yeah, I agree. I think Dwayne Haskins is going to be the QB2. Um, and I think Mason Rudolph's going to be behind him. But, question, do you think if you can see the regression in Big Ben's play, do you think they'll bench him?
I don't think so, just because I don't think the people behind him are anywhere close to good enough to get you wins in the league.
I don't know. Dwayne
I think
Haskins, he's looked good so far.
I think if he's starting to digress, then you should look into drafting someone next year.
True. I don't know. Actually, I don't agree with that. I think Dwayne Haskins and or Mason Rudolph will be the future for them. If
I wouldn't trust either of them.
I wouldn't either, but I think Mike Tomlin has molded Dwayne Haskins into the quarterback that he likes. So I think we'll see something special from him if he does get the chance to play. The next is the Packers. So of course, Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be the starter. Jordan Love, do you think you think he's going to get a chance this year?
I do not. I don't think there's any chance unless Rodgers gets injured that he gets
True.
in, except maybe for one snap on like a trick play or something.
Maybe I can see him coming in either like a blowout. Well, yeah, either a blowout.
Oh yeah, that too.
But I don't think there's any scenario where he starts other than when Aaron Rodgers is injured. Next team, it came out that the Denver Broncos are picking Teddy Bridgewater to be their quarterback. QB1, Drew Lock is QB2. Then that's very interesting. I always thought it was going to be Drew Lock. I think the thing is, I think it was neck and neck between the two. And I think that since Teddy Bridgewater didn't exceed Drew Lock's standards, that they're going to pick Drew Lock because that was their draft pick and that was their person that they molded. So it was very interesting when I heard that Teddy Bridgewater was going to be the QB1. Do you think he'll stay? You think he'll stay a QB1 for the rest of the season?
Well, it all depends on how they're doing. I think he's on extremely thin ice. If he doesn't do well, then he'll get replaced. But if he's playing well, then he'll obviously be staying in.
Yeah, no, I think so. We'll do so for these QB battles. We'll say Do they make it at this? Who makes it at the start of the season? Who makes it in the middle? Who makes it at the end? So who do you think it'll be in the mid-season?
I'd honestly probably say Teddy Bridgewater,
And
just
then
because Drew Lock really hasn't impressed me in his time starting.
the end of the
But
season.
I'd still say Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, I agree. I think Teddy Bridgewater is gonna stay there the duration, except if they get blown out like 45-1 or something. I don't know. I feel like he's a good enough player to start. He's not bad. He's not really good. He's kind of somewhere in the middle. And that's sometimes good. So, the Chicago Bears. Of course, they're starting Andy Dalton. Kind of a Patrick Mahomes, Alex Smith situation. What do you think is going to happen? Start, mid-season, end of the season?
I think the start will be Andy Dalton. Mid might even still be Andy Dalton, but by the end it'll be Justin Fields.
I agree. I don't agree. I agree with the Justin Fields. I think Andy Dalton's not going to make it past 3 games. I think 3 games he's going to be done. I think the Bears fans are going to want Justin Fields to come in and save them. But who knows? This is all our theories, our predictions. They might come true, they might not. The next up is the Raiders, Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota. Do you see Marcus Mariota starting over Derek Carr?
I do not think that will happen.
I don't either, but there is always a chance.
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns, Baker Mayfield. Who's Case Keenum? That's their backup? I think so.
I don't even know who their backup is.
Yeah.
It used to be Tyrod Taylor.
But now he's on the Texans. That's another interesting team we'll talk about later. The Seahawks, Russell Wilson. I don't know who their backup is. Eagles, Jalen Hurts or Joe Flacco?
I think it will be Jalen Hurts, but I'm hoping it's Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco is not... He did awful in that preseason game. He did really bad. I hope that Jalen Hurts
He looks
stays.
good in the first one.
I think Sirianni will know whether to stick with Jalen Hurts or not. I think he's going to stick with him.
I do think he will stick with him, though. It would be the right decision, probably. I'm just rooting for Joe for the Ravens.
Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins, who's pretty much sold. Giants, David Jones. He's not it for them.
Daniel Jones.
I keep calling him David for some reason. Daniel Jones is not the answer for them. I keep saying that. They need to find another quarterback. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, it's a given. Dolphins, what do you think Tua is going to be? How do you think he's going to play this year?
I don't want to be a pessimistic kind of guy, but I was not impressed with him last year at all. So I'm going to say bust.
I think he's going to do it extremely well. I think he didn't do good last year because he didn't get enough opportunities because Fitzpatrick was breathing down his neck. And every time Tua did something wrong, Fitzpatrick would just come in and fix it. I feel like this year...
that shows that Fitzpatrick is better than him because he would fix his issues, but now Fitzpatrick's not there, so if he gets into a hole, he's just going to have to go even deeper down.
Well, I think that'll build his character more because having someone not save you all the time, I think that'll help him in his development and seeing, oh, shoot, I did this wrong, I have to do something better now. I have to learn how to play with my mistakes or something. I think he did bad, and Fitzpatrick came in all the time to fix his mistakes is because that he was worried that if he didn't do the right thing 100% of the time, then he was going to get sidelined. So somebody said it. Who said it? Lombardi? A famous coach said it. He said, two quarterbacks are as good as none. Basically saying you can't have 2 quarterbacks. because that'll end up in competition, and you don't want competition because that'll freak out, let's say, Tua in this situation. I really hope Tua does well because I auto drafted him in my fantasy team. I have Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's. I'm saying it now. Baker Mayfield and OBJ. They're gonna have a breakout year this year together. I have both
think
of
Baker
them.
Mayfield will have a good year. I do not think OBJ will do well.
OBJ
Browns
is
have done better without him.
OBJ is the most underrated player in the league. He gets hurt every year, and
I
that's
think
why
he's one of the most overrated players in the league.
I don't know. I think OBJ is really good.
I think he makes a few spectacular catches, but he's not.
He had 1,000 years.
Super special.
He
used to be.
Yeah, he used to be, but I think he's gonna come back this year. He had 1,000 yards one year because he was playing with a hernia that year, so that just makes him more solid. Of course, I hope that the Browns are awful this year, but I don't think they will be, just for our sake. The Saints. Oh yeah, the Saints. Duh. Hold on. Okay. The Saints. Jameis Winston, the quarterback. I am really hoping that Jameis Winston stays the quarterback. I really hope he does good. I'm always a Jameis Winston fan. And just seeing him work very hard, I think it's all in his head, man. I think he works way too hard to be the best quarterback that he can be. And I think that studying under Drew Brees for a year, I think that's going to help him even more in his development. I also think that Taysom Hill, I really wished he didn't come quarterback because Taysom Hill used to play special teams. Who's going to be that X factor on special teams? Who's going to be that tight end when you need him? Who's going to be that tight end trick play person? I think that was all going through Sean Payton's mind. I think that's why they chose, Jameis Winston as quarterback. Kevin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think they made the right pick with Jameis Winston over Taysom Hill. Jameis Winston looked pretty good, and he was a former #1 pick, and that's because of all of the talent that he has. He just needs to work on the turnovers, and I think he can be a really good QB.
He had 0 turnovers through week 2, I think, of the preseason.
That's not very far.
No, the preseason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this year from week 2 of the preseason. He had, from practice training camp to week 2 of the preseason, he had 0 turnovers whatsoever. I think Jameis Winston was a great pick. I think keeping Taysom Hill at tight end was an even better move. But Sean Payton has a plan. He always does. But think of what the Saints could be if they drafted Patrick Mahomes. That's just... Think of what all the teams could be if they drafted Patrick Mahomes, not Mitch Trubisky. Washington football team. Oh, that's who the Bills' backup quarterback is. Mitch Trubisky. Forgot about him. Whoopsie.
Oh, yeah.
Washington football team. Ryan Fitzpatrick is basically the starter, but Taylor Heineke, I forgot about him. Poor Taylor Heineke, he had a contract signed after his... I think Taylor Heineke should be the starter. I don't think Fitzpatrick's going to do very good, but they have the weapons around him. Terry McLaurin, I'm going to draft in our fantasy league if you don't steal him before then. What's his name? And they have the DJ Moore, I think. No, Curtis Samuel there too.
Yeah, the Panthers have DJ Moore.
Yeah, Curtis Samuel came from the Panthers, so I mixed this up. Anyway, what do you think, Kev?
Yeah, I think it'll be Fitzpatrick starting. I think since Fitzpatrick is old, if they're not doing well, which they probably won't be, then they could give Heineke a couple of chances too.
The next up, Buccaneers, Tom Brady. That's a given. Cardinals, Kyler Murray. That's a given. I feel like they could use, the backup. I forgot his name. Steinhart. I don't know. The
I
backup
don't
for the
remember his
Cardinals?
name, but I was watching the Chiefs Cardinals preseason game, so I saw him.
Where he chucked over the guy.
Yeah.
I feel like he could be used as a Taysom Hill type of tight end as well. I just feel like he's just tough enough to do that. Baltimore Ravens, obviously Tyler Huntley. Detroit Lions, obviously Jared Goff. Okay, I'm kidding, by the way. Ravens, Lamar Jackson. Detroit Lions, Jared Goff. I don't think they have a backup. Do they have a backup? Oh, yeah, David Blau. Jacksonville Jaguars. This was interesting. I'll probably bring it up. Maybe? I don't know. Jacksonville Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence. But not everybody likes... What's his name? Not everybody likes Urban Meyer. We might talk about that later if we have time. We'll do that as a segment. We'll each have one topic for future episodes. We'll each have one topic. We'll each do show and tell. We'll each do our fantasy teams, and then we'll each or Kyle will do a segment, and then we'll do rapid fire questions for future things. Anyway, Colts. Who's the Colts? Oh, Carson Wentz. Did you hear about Carson Wentz?
Like about his injury?
Yeah, he was supposed to be out there for 5 to 12 weeks. Out week 1, out week 2 probably. But he's back on the field in 2 weeks. Him and Quentin Nelson. That's unbelievable. And who do you think? All right, if Carson Wentz was out for week 1 and week 2, who do you think the quarterback was? Eason or Ellinger?
Easton was their draft pick, right?
Well, both were draft picks, right? Or
one was higher. I remember hearing Easton's name.
Easton,
I don't really know too much about either of them.
I think Easton was taken the draft with Joe Burrow. And I think Ellinger was just taken this year with the draft with Lawrence.
I would say Easton then, just based off of experience, but I really don't know too much about either of them.
Yeah, I think Ellinger was better of the two. I think they were leaning Ellinger. But both of them they're not great, but they can develop into being a good quarterback. But you hear about Andrew Luck?
Oh, yeah, about the high school practice
thing. Yeah, we'll kind of segue.
thing.
Brett Favre, one of his retirements, he was retired. He went back to a high school. He threw the ball around. He's like, hey, you know what? I'm pretty good with this. I might try to make a comeback. And judging as this is like the first news that Andrew Luck has been in since he's retired, I think it's pretty promising for Colts fans. But I don't think Andrew Luck will play anywhere else if he does come back than Indianapolis. Andrew Luck is like 31 years old, and that's crazy low of an age for a quarterback to retire at. I mean, but I feel like every time he'll be scared that people are behind him, and then he'll get crushed. Jets. I'm excited for Zach Wilson, man. I think he's going to be the best quarterback of the draft class this year. Just seeing how calm he is in the pocket, how well he does his reads. He acts better than most of the quarterbacks on this list. That's why he does play a little bit of hero ball sometimes, but I do think Zach Wilson will be very good this year. Titans, Ryan Tannehill? Yeah, Tannehill, he was placed on the COVID list. He'll probably be back, but he's out. Chargers, uh, what's his name? Who's the Chargers quarterback?
Justin Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert. He'll be starting. Texans. Who do you think the starter is?
I think it's Watson going in just because he's still there right now, but I don't know how his legal stuff is going. So if that ends up not going well for him, then I would see Tyrod being their starter.
I think Tyrod Taylor is going to be the starter. I think that Watson is either going to go to the Raiders or the Giants. I have a feeling. Bengals, Joe Burrow. Rams, Matt Stafford. Falcons, Matt Ryan. Cowboys, Dak Prescott. Have you been watching Hard Knocks?
I have a little bit, but not every episode.
Yeah. Well, have you seen the newest one?
I have not.
There's Trayvon. I had no idea Trayvon Diggs and Stephon Diggs were brothers. Did you know that?
I did not know that, no.
Yeah. And Trayvon Diggs has a son, and he's adorable. Anyway, Kevin, what is your topic?
I was going to do the Ravens quarterback situation, but I might switch since we just talked about quarterbacks to the MLB Trade Deadline. I know that was a while ago, but...
Ooh, okay. Yeah, we haven't streamed in a while. All right, go ahead.
So, I want to hear what your thoughts were on the deadline, and I want to hear your winners and losers.
Well, I want to hear yours. This is your topic, so who are your winners and losers?
Okay, well, I would say that a obvious loser would be the Cubs. They
True. Yeah.
completely depleted their team. I was a little bit surprised that they did that because I thought that they were a pretty good team. They may have gotten some good prospects, but I thought that they got rid of a lot of young, good talent. They basically got rid of their whole infield. The only older guy was Rizzo.
Yeah,
And he's not even that old.
They got Nick Madrigal from the White Sox back, and that's not going to compensate for Rizzo, Baez, and Chris Bryant.
No. So I would definitely say they were losers. I thought they had the potential to still be a competitive team.
And Craig Kimbrell, I forgot about that.
But now
and Tepera. Sorry.
They are in a rebuilding year. And another loser, I would say, would be the Nationals.
I was going to say that as well. Yep. But they did kind of get prospects back, but they're not. And they were good prospects.
They did get good prospects, but losing... I mean, I can understand trading Max Scherzer because they aren't that good right now. If the price is right, I would want a huge haul for him. And then I don't think you should have traded Trey Turner because he's a young, talented guy.
Right, I have no idea why they traded him.
So I think that they're going to struggle for a little while.
They also traded Schwarber, Jan Gomes, and Josh Harrison.
Yes, they did. One of them was their closer, wasn't it?
Not sure.
What was Schwarber?
Schwarber, that's their left fielder. That was hitting bombs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hansel Robles? Was that their closer?
I know he's a relief pitcher. I don't know.
I think he was from...
I know that they traded away a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I think a winner of the trade deadline was definitely the Yankees, getting Rizzo and Gallo and Andrew Heaney, which is awful. He should retire. He should retire. He's awful. But getting 2 lefty power bats in their lineup was really good for them.
Did you see that Joey Gallo had to shave off his beard because he joined the Yankees?
Yeah. He looked really weird.
That was interesting. I didn't realize that they had a facial hair rule.
Yeah. What other?
So yeah, I would also agree with the Yankees being winners of the trade deadline. I think that the Giants also got a win getting
Yep.
Chris Bryant. I know that they didn't do too much, but
Yeah,
getting Chris Bryant,
they were
I
quiet.
think is important because they're in a huge race right now with the Dodgers, and every piece you can get, you need to win that division because it is close between the Dodgers and Giants.
I feel like they saw the Dodgers get Max Scherzer. They were probably not planning on doing anything. They were probably gonna get another third baseman.
Did you see that the Padres originally traded for Max Scherzer?
Yeah,
but it wasn't officially set in stone, and the Dodgers one-upped them. That's got to be painful for Padres fans.
But the Giants were probably right, yeah. Oh shoot, the Dodgers and the Padres are getting into it for Max Scherzer. We got to do something. Who's the best person on the block right now? What's his name? Chris Bryant? Sure, let's get him. But yeah, I think they were winners. Not really big, but at least they got somebody. I liked another winners as the White Sox. They bolstered their bullpen with the additions of Craig Kimbrell and Ryan Tepera. And then they got Cesar Hernandez from the Indians, which doesn't help them very much because I guess actually with the loss of Nick Madrigal, I think they could play him at second base. So I think that was pretty good. I think that was pretty much it for the trade deadline winners and losers, unless you have a couple more.
My last one would probably be the Dodgers. I know we talked about them already with
right. I forgot about the
giving
Dodgers.
up a haul, but much like the Giants, the Dodgers are fighting for that division too. So they also got some really important additions, and getting ace like Max Scherzer, I think, is really, really important.
Well, they have Clayton Kershaw.
Not just winning the division,
they have
but in a playoff run.
They've
got a really good starting pitching staff.
They have Kershaw, Scherzer,
Bauer,
Urias. We're not saying his name. Who's the redhead with the shaggy hair? Dustin May.
I know who you're talking about. They have a decent reliever.
That's four, and
Kenley
then
Jansen.
They got Danny Duffy off the trade deadline as well. I also think the Phillies did really good as well. They got Freddie Galvis, Kyle Gibson, and Ian Kennedy, both starting pitchers that can help their rotation. Another question I have.
But yeah, that's it for my winners and losers.
Another question I have for you, Kevin, for the trade deadline portion. The Orioles moved at the deadline. Why just get cash considerations for Freddie Galvis and the pitcher, Sean Armstrong, I think his name was?
First of all, for Sean Armstrong, I can't believe that they found a trade partner to get rid of him.
Who would want him? Unbelievable.
I didn't think he was good enough to be an Oriole.
He gave up like a home run when we played the Rays against him as well. I can't believe he's still in the MLB right now. He's awful.
Yeah, he's really struggling. And then for Freddie Galvis, I'm guessing since he's older and injury prone, we probably weren't going to get too great of a prospect back for him. So they would just take cash that they could get. But knowing the Orioles, I don't know, they just wanted money.
Yeah, Mike Elias, he said he talked about it, and he said that he understood that they were sellers and not buyers at the deadline. We don't have a lot of people to sell, but I'm assuming they were saving up money for the days that they were going to trade in the trade deadline, so they could get more people. But who would we sell? We have relief pitchers. They'll probably not do anything.
We could have sold Trey Mancini, but we didn't. I'm glad we kept him.
We have Means through 2024.
My right.
And then we have Mullins through 2025. So why would we sell them if we can just offer them arbitration for a couple of years and not pay them anything?
Yeah, I wouldn't trade either of them.
So I think that's it for the thing for that segment. I have one more topic that I wanted to talk about. The Ravens preseason games. The highs and lows. What do you think some highs were?
A definite high would be the turnovers that they forced. They forced a lot of turnovers, which is good to see.
Oh wait, yeah.
Um,
Here, yeah, you can take over the segment. I wanted to do another topic. Hold on, you take over this.
I would say a big negative, in my opinion, was the offense in general. They really didn't do too much with all of the turnovers that were forced. You would think that they would have scored more points. They
Right.
had some good drives, but I just would have wanted to see more points. But to be fair to them, they didn't have Lamar or an offensive line or any wide receivers.
Yeah, I
But I
said,
didn't think that the offense was too great.
I said, God help us if Lamar gets hurt.
Yeah, we would be in trouble.
Yeah, I agree. I think the offense looked a little iffy. I also think the run defense didn't look too great in the first game. What was it? Who did we play the first game? Jaguars? Saints. The
The
Saints.
Saints, yeah, I don't think it did either.
But that's something we're known for being bad at. So if we can just tighten up on that a little bit, hopefully that we can.
Getting our offensive line back is going to be really big there, though, I think.
True.
We just got Ronnie Stanley back. That's really big. He needs to stay healthy this season.
Yeah. Also, McSorley, he didn't look too great.
No, I don't think he's going to. I think he'll be on the practice squad if he makes it through waivers, but I don't think he'll be on the roster.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that, the cuts and non-cuts. I also some highs I liked. Geno Stone, he'll probably not be on the roster, but he looked really good.
Yeah, a couple of interceptions for him.
The schemes looked good for the defense, at least. I'm super excited for Patrick Queen and Deshaun Elliott this year. They're gonna be monsters. I can already tell you. And then the Panthers
yeah, they both
game.
looked pretty good.
Yeah, and then the Panthers game. Gus Edwards looked amazing. I hope he can carry that through.
I think you will. I've always been a fan of the Gus Bus.
Yeah, another thing was what's his name got traded. Sean Wade got traded. I don't. Some part of me says why would we trade him? We just got him. There's definitely other older players that we could have gotten instead, and then a part of me says he's probably not going to make the roster because we have so many good cornerbacks. So why not try to get some of them anyway? Some trade stuff out of them anyway. So, plus it gains room to make Nate McCrary or somebody, another running back, come and stick on the roster. So, roster cuts are only a couple days away. I'm going to go through the whole roster. I'm going to make it, doesn't make it, or save for later from you, okay? And we're going to make a roster for you. So if I move this on my screen, I'll move it over you, sorry. So, Kevin, make. All right. Who makes it, who doesn't make, and who save for later. So, first up, quarterbacks. Lamar. Make, doesn't make, or save for later.
Make it. I'm going to have
Second
to go
up.
with make it for Lamar.
Tyler Huntley.
Make it.
Next up, Trace McSorley.
Doesn't make it.
Next up, we already cut Kenji Bahar. So. Running backs. J.K. Dobbins.
Make it.
Gus Edwards.
Make it.
Tyson Williams.
I would say save for later.
Okay.
He looks good in the preseason.
Yep. Justice Hill.
Make it.
Nate McCrary.
That's tough. I feel like I really want him to make the team, but I don't know if we're going to hold 4 running backs, and I still think he's behind Justice Hill.
Okay.
Can't I have 2 running backs on save for later? I'll say make it for now.
All right. You can put them on Nate or on save for later if you want, and then just choose.
Yeah,
if you have
I'll do
space.
that then.
Okay. Yeah, I have my own opinions, and we'll get to those. But for now, we'll just do that. Patrick Ricard.
Make it.
Ben Mason, the fullback that we drafted.
Make it.
Marquise Brown.
Make it.
Rashad Bateman.
Make it.
Watkins.
Make it.
Duvernay.
Make it.
Tylan Wallace.
Make it.
James Prochet.
Make it.
Miles Boykin.
I do not think he makes the team this year.
Okay. I kind of agree with that. Deion Kane.
Does not make it.
Jalen Moore.
Doesn't make it.
Benjamin Victor.
Does not make it.
I don't know who the heck that is. Devin Gray.
Doesn't make it.
Michael Darius.
Doesn't make it.
Siasi Mariner.
Does not make it.
And then tight ends, Mark Andrews.
Make it.
Boyle.
Make it.
Josh Oliver.
Make it.
Eric Tomlinson.
Does not make it.
Tony Poljan.
Does not make it.
Offensive line, Ronnie Stanley.
Make it.
Bradley Bozeman.
Make it.
Kevin Zeitler.
Make it.
Alejandro Villanueva.
Make it.
Ben Cleveland.
Make it.
Tyree Phillips.
Make it.
Patrick McCarry.
Make it.
Tristan Colon Castillo.
Doesn't make it.
Ben Bredesen.
Make it.
Ben Powers.
Doesn't make it.
Michael Schofield.
Does not make it.
Andre Smith.
Doesn't make it.
Adrian
Haven't we cut him already?
we probably did. Adrian Ely.
So yeah, I'll go. Doesn't make it. Doesn't make it.
Foster Sorrell.
Doesn't make it.
Greg Manses.
Doesn't make it.
All right, D-line. Calais Campbell.
Make it.
Derek Wolfe.
Make it.
Brandon Williams.
Make it.
Justin Matabike.
Make it.
Justin Ellis.
Make it.
Broderick Washington.
Is he a first or second year guy?
Second year.
He's second year.
Yep.
Doesn't make it.
Plus, he got into that DUI.
Yeah, domestic violence.
Domestic violence. Yeah. Andrew.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Crawford.
Doesn't make
Aaron
it.
Crawford. Sorry. Jovan Swan.
Does not make it, but I like his name.
Outside linebackers. Justin Houston.
Make it.
Tyus Bowser.
Make it.
Odafe Owe.
Make it.
Pernell McPhee.
Make it.
Dalen Hayes.
Make it.
Jalen Ferguson.
I don't think he makes it.
Okay. That's not how you spell it. Chris Smith.
Does not make it.
All right. Inside linebackers. Patrick Queen.
Make it.
LJ Fort doesn't count. Because he's out for the year. So we'll put another section. IR. Fort and James. Malik Harrison.
Make it.
Chris Board.
Make it.
Otaro Alaka.
Doesn't make it.
Christian Welch.
Doesn't make it.
Cornerbacks. Marlon Humphrey.
Make it.
Marcus Peters.
Make it.
Jimmy Smith.
Make it.
Tavon Young.
Make it.
Anthony Averett.
Make it.
Sean Wade is traded. Chris Westry.
I'll say make it.
Safety. Chuck Clark.
Make it.
Deshaun Elliott.
Make it.
Brandon Stevens.
Make it.
Or Darius Washington.
Make it.
Anthony Levine Sr.
Make it.
Geno Stone.
Does not make it.
Jordan Richards.
I could put him at safe for later because I could see him being a practice squad guy. I forgot that was even an option.
Jordan Richards.
Doesn't make it.
Nigel Warrior.
Does not make it.
Specialists. Justin Tucker.
Make it.
Sam Cook.
Make it.
Nick Moore. I don't know who that is.
Make it.
Who is
That's
Nick
our
Moore?
long snapper.
Okay, that's fake. Jake Verity.
Is there an option to say trade? I think we'll trade him. Well, then, doesn't make it.
Okay. All right, so let's see how many people you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. You can add 2 players. You have Williams, McCrary, and Stone on the save for later, and then you have people on the doesn't make it list if you want to add them.
I'll add McCrary. I liked him. I've liked him a lot this preseason.
How many people did I say you can add?
2.
Yep, 1 more. Williams, Geno Stone on the save for later. All right. All right, so your thing is made. Now it's my turn. Evan. Make it. Doesn't make it. And then save for later. IR for James. All right. Make it. Obviously Lamar. Obviously Huntley. Doesn't make it. I'm putting McSorley. I think Kenji Bahar, if he goes through waivers, I think he'll be our practice squad player. Dobbins, Edwards, McCrary. Actually, I'm putting McCrary, Williams, save for later. I don't think Justice Hill makes it. I think he's just too lackluster. I think Ricard will make it. I don't think Ben Mason will make it, because he's basically the same as Patrick Ricard, and there's nothing really changed that. I think Brown will make it. I think Bateman will make it. I think Watkins will make it. I think Duvernay will make it. I think Wallace will make it. Here's our new, what's it called? Willie Snead. Catches everything. Until he doesn't. Poche will make it. Boykin. Deion Kane. Jalen Moore aren't going to make it. Victor. Gray. Darius. Mariner. I think Boykin is going to make it, but hold on. Let's just put him for save for layer. I'm rushing through this. Andrews. Boyle. I don't know about Oliver yet. Tomlinson, Poljan, Stanley, Bozeman, Zeitler, AV, Cleveland, Phillips, because he has the versatility even though he sucks, Macari, TCC, Bredeson's going to be a safer layer. Powers is going to be a safer later. Schofield, Smith, Ely, Sorrell, Manses, D-line, Campbell, Wolf, Williams, Madubike, Ellis, Washington. That's thunder outside of my room. Didn't know that. Crawford, Swan, outside linebackers, Houston, Bowser, Owe, McPhee, Hayes. I don't think Chris Smith is going to make it, and I'm putting Ferguson for safer layer. Also, guys, if my internet cuts out and the stream cuts out, then that's because there's a thunderstorm going on. Sorry for that. If I don't get to say the outro, thanks, Kevin, for joining. Guys, leave a like and subscribe. But for now, let's just keep going. Queen. Harrison. Chris Board. Alaka. Welch. Cornerbacks. Humphrey. Peters. Smith. Young. Averett. Save for later. Westry. Safeties. Clark. Elliott. Stevens. Levine. All right, I'll add Washington. Washington. Geno Stone is going to be questionable. And then Richards, Warrior. And then Verity. All right. And then Tucker. Let's see, is Kevin still here? Yep. Cook. And Nick Moore. All right, so let's see how many people I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. So I get to add 6 people. All right, we'll do McCrary. That's one. Washington. Stone. So get the 3 more. We'll add Burson in there. 2 more. I think all 4 running backs make it. And then I get to pick one a year. We need another tight end. All right, so the reason I'm picking Boykin is because I think he's going to make the transition to tight end. If he doesn't, then it's going to be Oliver. But if he does, I think he'll make the transition to tight end. So that's my squad. Kevin's squad is above. Some differences are Tristan Colon Castillo. I'm keeping him in there. Difference is one of the safeties. I don't remember who it was. I'm keeping Williams in. I'm keeping Boykin in, Bredesen, Stone, Broderick Washington, and McScary. So guys, I'm gonna save this as what do we call it? Roster predictions. That's our roster predictions. We're gonna end it here, guys. Basically because there's a thunderstorm coming. Let's see how many subscribers I gained. Probably 0. Yes, 0 subscribers. So guys, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you, Kevin, for joining us. We'll probably be back here, not next week, but the following week. I'll get it right. Anything you want to add, Kev? I just muted. I'm assuming he doesn't. So